Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to talk about request for quotation. So the short form is RFQ. So as the name itself suggests that we are going to get the quotation from the supplier or vendors. So let us understand the flow. So request for quotation is obviously an external document because this document is going outside, that is it is going to vendors. So request for quotation, the T code is ME41. If you run this transaction, the RFQ window will open. Request for quotation can be created using a reference, that is through purchase requisition. So in the previous video I have created the purchase requisition. You can refer it if you want to create the RFQ using a purchase requisition. So for that I'll leave the link in the description as well as on the top. It will be appearing. So RFQ can be created with reference to purchase requisition. If you do it, there is no need to fill the data, just need to check it and save. If you don't want to create with reference to purchase requisition, you can create the RFQ manually, that is without any reference. So if you create a RFQ, we need to send it to the vendors. So we need to enter the vendor details. For example, vendor 1 is so and so, vendor 2 is so and so, and vendor 3. We have to enter the details and this will actually go to the vendors. Now what is the next step when it goes to the vendors? We have to set a deadlines for the vendors so that they have to reply within that deadline. So it contains many things. For example, it may contain vendors condition, delivery date of vendors, freight conditions, discount, etc, etc. Once we get the response from the vendors, we need to maintain the quotations. So whatever we get the vendors response through mail or through fax, whatever it is, we need to enter the response into the SAP MM. The T code is ME47. So for example, vendor 1 may give discount and freight condition is say some discount. We need to enter it. Every vendor has got its different conditions. We need to enter it. Then we need to compare and select. So we have to do comparison between these vendors, that which vendor is going to giving us the right quantity and right amount, conditions, everything. Okay, once this is satisfied, when we compare it, we rank it, then we need to select the vendors for the purchase order. That is the next step. And for the remaining vendors which we are not going with, that we have to send a rejection letters. So we are going to see these steps, that is we are going to see the hands-on of this request for quotation. Let's go ahead. So let's see this. So you have to go to logistics, then materials management, then you can have purchasing, then there is a folder called as RFQ/quotation. Just expand it. You have to go for the first request for quotation. The T code is ME41 is to create, and subsequent T codes are for change, display, etc. So just click on this. So now you can see the RFQ type and this create RFQ initial screen. So RFQ type is AN. Always remember the document type is AN. And if you click on this, you will see AN is the type and the document type description is RFQ. There are other types which I think the people who are practicing, they have created it. Close this. and now you can see the language is English. RFQ date is the today's date it is. Then quotation deadline. So what is the quotation deadline within which we need to receive the quotation from the vendors? So let us keep the quotation deadline for a week, that is I'm going to use it, that is 6th April 2023. Next, organizational data. So purchase organization is ABPO, which we have already created for our company. Then what is a purchase group? So already we have created the purchase group for our organization structure. So it is ABP. Then these are all default data for items like item category, delivery date, plant, storage location. So if you enter the plant here, the RFQ quotation is going to be for that specific plant only. It is restricted to that plant. If you don't enter the plant name, then this RFQ can be used for other plants also. Okay, then you can also enter the storage location, material group, etc. Then you can give the tracking number also. Another way to do this is with respect to or reference to purchase requisition. If you click on this, then you have to give the purchase requisition which we have created in the previous video. If you just click on it, it will fetch all the data and it will actually fill it for you. Okay, so this is how we can actually create, for example, purchase requisition per material. So or you can say purchase requisition per purchase group. So if you click on this, see our purchase group is ABP, which we have created for our organization structure, and if you enter it, you will see this is the purchase requisition number which we created in the previous video. So if you click on it, it will fill all the data and it will create the RFQ for you. So I'm not going to do this, it's very easy. Let us create manual. Now after filling this, you just press enter. It will ask you which company. So APCS is our company. Enter. So now you can see create RFQ. We have to actually enter the material. So I'm going to enter the material which we created, clutch 1. Okay, so the short text, material group, everything is fetched from the master data. And RFQ quantity, how much quantity? So I need around 100. So when I press enter, you will see it will open another window like this, or you can say option. It says RFQ quantity is 100 each, quotation deadline is 6th April 2023. What should be the delivery? So when you want the delivery of this clutch plate, so let us give the delivery, say 30th of April. Okay, now just hit enter again. So we have entered this, and as I have shown you in the first window, that is GUI of RFQ, we didn't enter any plant because we want to keep it open. This RFQ can be used for other plant also. If you give the plant name here, then it will be specific for that plant only. There is no need to enter any data here unless it's very important. Okay, so now we have to maintain the vendor's address. So if you click on this, you can just go to vendor address and maintain it. Before this, you can see some other options here. You can see item details. If you click on this, you'll have this item details. Then again, if you click here and then if you click on the additional data, you will see some more additional data. Planned delivery time. So how much is the planned delivery time? Say I need in 5 days. Conditions, any Incoterms, if you create any batches, you can create it. What is the net weight of it, what is the gross weight, etc. All these are like item additional conditions. Then you have this delivery address. This is item text, it's not that much important. Then there's a delivery address. Where do you want to deliver this? So we have not entered any plant and all those things. We can actually do this when we are creating the POs and all those things. So it's not required right now. If you want, you can enter. Then this is like delivery schedule services. So we are okay with this much of information. Now we'll actually go to this hat shape. It's called header detail. You will see some more information like quotation deadline. Then there is a collective number. This will be helpful for us. If you give one collective number, it will be easy for us to trace the vendors and all those things. So let us give one collective number. So for example, T200. So this will tie up, okay, all the requests for quotation numbers for this particular material. So just press enter and then go back. Just save this. Please first maintain the web address. Yeah, now it is asking you to maintain the vendors. Now you have to go to this vendor address. Now we need to give the vendor address. So you can either search it through our company code name. Just enter. We have already created this vendor master data. So we have to just select or choose. So for example, let us say our vendor 101, first vendor. Hit enter. It will automatically pick up all the address data because already we have created this. Okay, now save this. Just save. That was the first vendor. You can see this is the number created for the first one. So we have to send this quotation to this next vendor, that is vendor 201. Enter. Save this. Save. Yes. See, whenever we save, it will create the RFQ created under the number. So different numbers it will create. So that collective number which I have created, T-200, it will actually help us to gather all these requests for quotation numbers. Next, 301 will take 3 vendors. So it will be like easy to compare and we'll see the scenario. Save. Yes. Now just save this, go back. So we have created request for quotation for 3 vendors. Now if you want to do any changes, you can use this code, or if you want to display, you can just click on the display. See, 369. This is the request for quotation number for 301. Go back. If you type 368, it is the request quotation for 20. So we have created 3 request quotation documents for these vendors. So go back. Then there is a list displays. You just expand this, and if you see here, you can actually see the request for quotation by vendor, by material, by collective number. So as I said, I have entered a collective number when we created the request for quotation. You click on this collective number, so that was T200, and just if you execute this, you will see it will show the list of RFQs and the vendor names, etc. See, this is the request quotation document number. This is 3 for 3 vendors. Document type is AN. Then this is the vendor name. Okay. Then the short text of the vendors. Date, RFQ date when we created. Then collective number is same for all 3. What is the material? Clutch 1 for all the vendors. And then quantity, price we are not at maintained. So this is how we can actually create the RFQs with the collective numbers. So if you want to see any changes, you can change this, or if you want to do any changes, you can just hit this and you can do the changes. And if you just bring the cursor and select this number, and if you click on the details, it will show you directly the document, item overview, etc, etc. So like this, you can click on this and you can go to item details to view the details and all these things. Now we have sent the RFQ to the vendors. Within the deadline, the vendors has to respond with their prices, conditions, etc. Now let us see. Now just imagine that we have received their quotations. Now we need to maintain it. So let's go back and do that. Okay, so we have to go to the same request for quotation only, but you see there is a quotation folder. Expand it, and there is a T code called as maintain. So click on it. Now we need to maintain it. So if you don't know, if you forget the RFQ numbers by mistake, okay, you have to just click here, and you see the filtration process here. So how we can actually search this? So best thing is to search this purchasing RFQs using the collective numbers. Click on it. Collective number, as I said, I have maintained T200, and you now see under this T200 you have this 3 documents. So let us go to this document and just hit enter. Now you can see clutch 1 is the material, and we need 100 quantities each. Delivery should be done within 30. Okay, and the net price is empty here. So we need to enter the net price. So let us enter it as 90 rupees per quantity, and it will automatically fill this. This is nothing but order price unit each, because material master we have actually maintained it as each. Then this is plant and storage location. There is no need to enter because we can do it when we are doing the PO. Now not only this, the price, the vendor can also send us some more data, okay, and some more conditions that we need to enter. So here you can see there are some more options: item details, item additional, then you have item conditions. If you click on it, you will see more details of this. The gross price is 90 each per each, so 100 quantity means 9,000 Indian rupee. Cash discount, they are offering 3%, and suppose if they are actually giving us the freight cost or freight discount, etc., you can just click on it and maintain. For example, freight value. Okay, so freight value, say some value we can keep, enter. So 10 INR is the freight value added to this. Got it? So just go back, select, and also you can just click additional data if you want. Okay, and you can enter here. Then the item details, so we have the delivery date for this vendor he is going to deliver us, say, on 28th. And from here only you can actually update the info update. You can maintain the info update, but that is purchase info record. If you want to update it without without plant, you can select A. If you want to update with plant, if no plant ban, B. And if C is update without plant, if no plant requirements, you can select the option as per your requirement. And then if you want to maintain the tracking number, you can maintain this. Okay, so these are all the conditions where you can actually maintain. Now it is asking, please enter the delivery date or date later than deadline of, so okay, we'll have to enter the date. Maybe I'll enter it to, say, April 30 was that, so I have entered 28, which is wrong. Let us enter it as 20 April. Okay, so if you do any mistakes, you will get some errors at the status bar. You have to just click read it and debug. So that is the job of, like, the SAP MM consultant. So we have to learn from the mistakes and errors. Now we have to save this. Now this is maintained for that vendor. Now let us go for the next vendor, that is 368. The price, let us maintain it as 97. Okay, and also we will have conditions for this. So click on this, and the freight value, FRB value is around 9. Okay, then go back, then select and see any additional data you want to maintain, or you want to maintain the item details. So this one I'm going to maintain the delivery date as 25th, and I want to update this info record for this. And let me use some tracking number for this. So suppose he has given the tracking number as 300. Deadline monitoring, first reminder, say let us first reminder will send it by 3 days, 6, 9. Save this. Next, the last one we will maintain. Select this, go here, not this one. You have to first maintain this as 99 each. Select this, go to this sign, then we'll maintain the freight value as 5. Go back, select this, item details, then delivery date, let us make it as May. Okay, this vendor is going to deliver this 18th May 2023. So enter this, save. So now we have maintained all the quotations. Now the next step we have to do is compare, or if you want, you can click on the display. If you go to display, it will just display the conditions. You can see 99 per each for this vendor. Go back. Now we can do the price comparison. You just click on this ME49 T code. So now we can compare the list. So you can fill this list and enter for the comparison. So as I said, collective RFQ, which we have used, it is very helpful in in tying up those RFQs. Otherwise individually you have to type and select the range. Just I have to type T200, which I have given this collective number. Then you can use this option also, like mean value quotation, minimum value quotation, include discounts, we'll see this. Now we'll see without any option. Enter, just execute this. So now you can see it says selected quotations not directly comparable. So you can see this no price, it says, and no price for this vendors, only it is showing for 30. Let us see what is actually the problem and see. Okay, just go back, then click on maintain. So let us see the first vendor, what is, see, it's not maintained, so that's why it is giving us the error. So let us maintain this, say 90 rupees each. Then also we'll have this freight also. Okay, let us maintain it as 10. Okay, just go back, save. Same thing, we have to do it for the second vendor. Let us maintain this as 95. Select this condition. Let us, this is not mandatory to maintain the freight. Sometimes the freight conditions, they give you percentage or sometimes value. So for this vendor, let us take it as percentage. Now freight is 2%. Back. Okay, and if you want to maintain some other, say for example delivery date and etc., info update, so I'll update this, or you can say update this without me. Okay, save. Go back, and if you want to check whether everything is maintained, see, still not maintained, I think I have to save this, otherwise. Enter, say 97, condition, freight percentage, say 2%, back, we'll say this, go back. Now we can just click display to check whether it is, now it is saved. So if you don't save the prices, then it will not compare. Now you can go to price comparison. Collective number is T200. Will not check anything here, just execute this. Now you can see the comparison is happening as well as the ranking also. The first rank is for vendor 101, the price is 90 rupees each. Rank 2 goes to 97, and rank 9, third one goes to vendor 30. And you can see the collective number is playing important role. See, collective number is tied to the these RFQs. So this is what actually comparison is done. If you go back, okay, so type the same collective number, and if you see like include discount, include delivery cost, and then determine effective price, so it will include this thing, and then it will show you the prices. Now these prices are after the discount, delivery conditions, etc. And if you want to know additional information, you can click on this additional information and it will show you all this. Okay, go back, and if you want to see the vendor view, you can go to vendor. Okay, If you want to see material, you can go to material. So right now the vendor 101 is flagged first. Now we need to reject the remaining two vendors. Okay, so if you know click here, and there is an option called as reject or rejection indicator. So click on this and then it will reject. So you can see we will reject these two vendors now. Okay, so click on this, double click, and then reject this, save. Similarly you do it for this vendor. So let's select rejection, save. So these two vendors are rejected. So when we are going to create the PO, so PO will not allow us to create because we have rejected. Only 101 is selected, so we can create the PO with respect to this vendor. Or you can say we can create the PO with reference to this quotation. We'll see that how to create and all those things in the upcoming video. So now once the request for quotations are rejected and accepted, we can actually print the messages. So if you want to do that, you have to go to a transaction code called as ME9A, press enter, and you have to give the document number. So so here purchase organization is the APPO and the purchase group is APP. And if you want to know the document number, which document, so that is nothing but the request for quotation document number. So how do we find this? So we can find it through this collective number. So if you just type T200, so you can see 6360 367 368 369 are there. And there is also one more option where you can actually click here, multiple selection, single value, or you can say select a range. So in single value I'll select the collective number T200. So 367. Next I'm going to use 368, then 369. So because we created 3 RFQs for 3 vendors, so these are the values. Then check entries, accept, and then you can just see message data. So message type, so which message type you want to actually use. So you can use message type as the rejection, quotation rejection, to send it for those vendors which we have rejected. Okay, or you can also send the notations for RFQs, etc, etc. So let us send the rejection. So quotation rejection, and then execute this. So we have seen we have rejected these two vendors, vendor 201 and vendor 301, and vendor 101 was selected. If you select this checkbox, okay, then you select output message. Now you can see the green checkbox have appeared, and select this and select display message, what message it will display. Now you can see it will display the details like this. This is a rejection letter related to RFQ. So the rejection document number, date, okay, purchase group, fax number, our fax number, and the which vendor, and we have rejected for this vendor, that is vendor 20. Similarly, you can see it for vendor 301 display message, and this is what the rejection letter for those vendors only who have rejected. So like this, we can actually display the message, and also we can take the printout and we can send it to vendors. So this is how RFQ works. So in this video we have seen how what is RFQ, okay, and how to create RFQ, and how to send it to the vendors, and how to maintain the quotations, and how to reject vendors, and once we reject vendors, how we can actually send the messages, or we can see how we can output the messages of rejection letters. So if you like the video of this request for quotation, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel to motivate me. In the next video I am going to show how to create the purchase order. Thank you very much.